Hello everybody and welcome back to Gaming on Caffeine. My name is Isaac and we are back playing some FTB Infinity for episode 62. Now, last episode we set up our first laser drill from Mindfactory Reloaded over here in our new laser drill room, I guess. And since the end of last episode, it's done pretty well. It's had about a week to go ahead and get all of these ores, so it's not the fastest thing in the world yet, but it does still only have one laser drill pre-charger. Now, at the end of last episode, I said that between episodes, I was probably going to go ahead and add a second laser drill pre-charger to our laser drill to make it go that little bit faster. However, since the end of last episode, I have come back on after leaving this thing running for a few hours, and we were out of power. Our power had just completely stopped, and that is not good. That is not good at all. So, what I want to work on today is getting more power. This is something that we're probably going to be working on for a few episodes now, because in order to run that laser drill at any kind of speed, we are going to need loads and loads and loads of power. Right now, we are producing, I believe, 5,000 hour per tick in each one of these. So that's 10,000 in those two there. These guys over here are all producing 640 hour per tick, which times by the 7 that we have is about 5,000 hour per tick again. So overall, we're producing about 15,000 hour per tick. And if we want to get this guy over here up to maximum speed, it needs 20,000 hour per tick, which we don't even have yet. So we definitely need to work on our power situation. And the way we're going to do it today is jumping around with a little bit of a different way of generating power. And we're going to start by making some of the biggest wheat farms I've ever made. And that is what these are over here. These are 25 by 25 blocks that are going to be completely dedicated to farming wheat. And if you're wondering what these are, by the way, these are just like blocks of glowstone glass. Fairly easy to make. It's just like glass and glowstone. I think it's sandy glass and glowstone. And these are just chiseled blocks of stone. But we're going to start. I've gone ahead and made a few more planters, harvesters, and tesseracts. But the first thing I want to do, actually, before we even get into that, is I want to get some more wireless range going. I need some more wireless boosters, because right now, our flipping range is terrible. And if we're going to be working out there in the wheat fields, I want some more wireless range. So let's try adding another 10 into there. That bumped the range up to 119 meters. How far away can we go with this thing before it just completely stops working? It seems to be fine. That seems perfect. How far can we actually go? Okay, so that looks like it's about the range of our base right now. That's good. Okay, I can work with that. So, let's grab ourselves some harvesters. Let's grab some planters. And some of you who are familiar with the extra utilities generators probably already know what we're going to do with this episode. But I'm going to start by just throwing these down like so. You can go there, there, and one can go there. And then I'm going to put the harvesters down on this end. We're going to stick them there and there. And here. Nice. So you may be wondering, Isaac, why are we using planters and harvesters? We have a perfectly good wheat farm over here. And the reason why I'm going to use planters and harvesters instead of making more of these, first of all, I'm making more because we need more wheat. Second of all, the reason I'm using the planter and harvester setup as opposed to more multi-farms is because look how big this is. Look how big this is, and then look how big this is. This thing is actually a pretty big mess right now because for some reason I didn't want to stay within the confinement of these blocks, so it just decided it was going to break out. Not quite sure what happened there, but these things are much bigger and can get much more wheat going at a time, which is hopefully going to result in more food and more power for us, which is pretty good. So, in order to get these up and running, we are going to need some upgrades from Mindfactory Reloaded. In order to get it up to 25 by 25, we're going to need the highest tier Emerald upgrade, which is actually not all that hard to get, and we are going to need 6 of those. However, it looks like we are missing a little bit of plastic, so let's grab some rubber and get that cooking. We'll do it in the alloy smelter, because I think this is the fastest one we have. And while that's doing that, let's have a look. How much wheat do we already have? We currently have 3,684 wheat. We currently have 1,891 seeds. I'm not too sure if we're going to be able to completely fill all of the farms just yet, but I'm fairly certain if we leave this running for a little bit, it should eventually catch up. So, let's see here. Let's throw down this guy in there. We'll start with this middle one. We'll put you in there, and we'll put you in there. We're then going to need a tesseract, so this thing can get some power. I've gone ahead and made 4, and you'll see why I've made 4 again a little later on down the line. But for now, I kind of still want that here. Let's put that like there, I guess. Because it's a glowstone like glass, it does light up the place, which is why I used it, because I don't want mob spawning out here. Although I didn't do a very good job. We're probably still going to need some torches if we want the whole place lit up. But let's put that there for now. And the reason I'm going to put that there is because I want that to get power. So we'll set it to frequency 1 for now, and that should give it some power. There we go, it's working. Then we're going to need to go ahead and set up power for this guy. So let's do something like this. And then finally, we're going to need some item ducts to transfer the items from here, the seeds, from here, background, and over to there. And I'm thinking what we might use for those are some of those instant item ducts. I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head here, but I know we used them, I think maybe last episode or the episode before. It's been a long time since the end of last episode. Warp item ducts are the ones that I'm thinking of. Let's try and make a few of these. Let's say 24. We've got quite a lot of Enderium just lying around right now, which is pretty good. So if we go ahead and run this kind of underneath here, they should transfer the items pretty much instantly. I'm going to have to move this again, which is a bit of a pain, but that's fine. And we'll kind of run this along here. They are all connected to the power conduit, so this thing should move pretty much the items instantly from one place to another. Do we have a chest lying around? We do not, but we can make one fairly easily. All we have to do is just fly 1,000,000 miles back to base. Let's grab ourselves a chest. And I'm going to grab 3, just because we have 3 harvesters. I don't know if you can actually pull right out of the back of a harvester, or if it has to go into a chest and then it can come out. I've always done it the chest way. People always have a go at me saying you can pull out of any side of an MFR machine, but I have no idea if you can actually straight just pull out. I have no idea. We could test it, but I'm not going to. Instead, we're going to grab all of the seeds here, because we have a lot of them. We're going to get rid of this guy, because he doesn't belong there. And we're going to try this again. So, let's see if, well, that's not what I want to do at all. Let's see how much we can fill up of this area here. It's filling up. It's doing stuff. We do have to get this land hydrated, which we'll get to in just a second. Let's grab some more seeds. We have a lot of seeds. Is this going to be enough? I doubt it. Let's throw some more. And I think we are going to have enough, actually, to fill this whole area up, judging by how many stacks of seeds we have in here. Oh, my gosh. Look at this. Look at how much wheat we are going to have. We are going to have so much wheat, and it's going to be unreal. Oh my gosh. Okay, that is working fine. So this is what it's going to look like. As I said previously, let's get rid of you. As I said previously, we are going to have to go ahead and hydrate these. And I think what we're going to do for hydration, instead of putting little puddles of water down, we're instead going to use these sprinklers from open blocks, because the sprinklers, provide hydration for a nice large area, but also they actually speed up the growth process of the stuff as well. So sprinklers. Let's see here. We want at least, we're going to need quite a few of these. Let's take, do they stack? They do. Okay, let's take like 10. Or 6. Let's take 6 to start with, and we'll see how much we can cover. And then we are going to need some tanks in order to fill this up. And we're probably also going to need some other stuff as well, but we'll get to that in just a second here. Let's see. Where the heck is the tank? It is there. It needs to be open block tanks specifically, by the way. So let's take 6 of those. Then let's grab ourselves an aqueous accumulator to get ourselves some unlimited water going. We're going to need a machine frame. Fairly easy stuff. We should really teach our system how to make machine frames and just have like a nice stack kept in the system at all times, but that's what we can work on later on. And let's take you, throw you in there. Let's get the aqueous accumulator. Do we have any spare buckets? We do not. However, we have a ton of spare iron. We have 23,000 iron. Wow. Let's grab 2 buckets worth, and then we can set up a little bit of an unlimited water source for the tanks and the sprinklers, because they do use up water at a fairly reasonable pace. And for that, we are going to need fluid ducts as well. Okay, let's go see if we can get this set up here. So water, we can grab from our nearby river. We also have an unlimited water source in the base as well, which we probably could have used, but hey, that's fine. Now, if I'm not mistaken, these, I think, have like a 4x4 block. They have a 4-block range. So I think if we go 1, 2, 3, 4 in, and then to this one, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe there? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I think it has to go here is where it needs to go, I think. I guess we could test this real quick. Let's put you down there. Let's put you down there. We are going to have to do a little bit of breaking of the underneath here. So that's fine. Let's get rid of all these. Then let's just throw down an aqueous accumulator in the middle. That's going to give us unlimited water. Let's put you down over there. You can go down right about there. And then we'll go ahead and stick the fluid duct down right there. That's going to start filling that up. And there we go. The sprinkler is working. So this is going to hydrate all of the crops around it, and it's going to speed up the rate at which they grow, which is pretty cool. And I think that's working in the 4-block radius, because you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. It's kind of reaching this block here is as far as it's going, so it's going to do that little quadrant there. So we're going to have to have quite a few of these spread around. We're going to have to have, like, maybe 9 per field, because we got, like, what is this? This is 9, 18, and then 27. So yeah, this is 25 by 25. So we have to have 9 in each field, which means we have to have 9 tanks, which is quite a lot. But I think they're not that expensive, and the tanks are actually fairly easy to get. So the accuracy accumulators, in all fairness, and the speed at which it's going to speed up our crop growth is probably going to make it worthwhile just in general. So, what the heck are you guys doing? So, what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to go away. I'm going to set up the rest of these. I'm going to set up this one. I'm going to set up this one. I'm going to put down all of the sprinklers that I can. I'll be back in a second. And a lot of messing around with Fluidux later, and we have ourselves 3 massive wheat farms, which are actually doing pretty well in terms of wheat. This one's doing really well, but then again, that one's been there for quite a while now. This one is somewhat new. It has almost a stack, and then this one, being the newest, has 8. So they're doing okay. They're not doing exceptionally well, but there are ways that we could speed this up if it's not going fast enough when we get everything else up and running. But the question you're probably asking now is, Isaac, why the heck in the world do you need so much wheat? And that is a question I'm about to answer with a Tesseract. So we have 1 Tesseract left. Each one of these, by the way, has 1 accuracy accumulator. Like there's 1 there for that one. There is 1 in the exact same place here for that one, and then 1 all the way over here in the exact same place for that one. So all of these are being powered by 1 accuracy accumulator in each of the farms, and it seems to be doing a fairly good job. The sprinklers here don't use that much water, so 1 accuracy accumulator could probably actually power all 3 farms, but that would just be like a bit more fluiduct, a bit more of a pain in the backside to set up. So instead, we've got one accuracy accumulator in each one of these, and what I want to do now is I want a way of getting all of the wheat that we get back into the base. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to start by disconnecting this here, because right now this is set to pull out only wheat, the wheat seeds, sorry, and send them around to the planter, and that's fine. That's what we want to happen. We did have more than enough seeds, by the way, to fill all these up. We've got 37 left, and I think pretty much all of these, the planters, by the way, are now underneath a tank from open blocks. All of these have got quite a lot left in them. For some reason, the harvesters have got like such extreme range that they've been picking up some of these netherwort as well as some of the carrots. So it would seem that if these like start to grow towards the edge here, that some of our harvesters are going to pick these up. We may have to come up with a way to fix that. Maybe get a trash can going that just dumps out all of the netherwort and all of the carrots, but we'll worry about that later. For now, what I want to do is I want to head on back down to our TNT room, and I want to start turning all of this wheat into power. So the plan is we're going to have a Tesseract go down right about there. Now, that might seem like a really weird place, but that'll make a lot more sense in a little while. We'll give it frequency, let's say 50, and what we want to do is we just want to have this receive items and send energy. This is going to receive all the wheat, and it's going to send all the energy to the wheat, because, of course, once we disconnect it from frequency 1, it's going to stop receiving power. So what we need to do now is we need to head over to these Tesseracts, and we need to change these up to frequency 50, and these ones I want to set to send items and receive energy, like that. We don't want to do anything with fluids, and then what we need to do is we need to get oh geez, wow, I forgot how fast this thing just plows through dirt. We need to get the wheat out of the chests and into the Tesseract. So we're probably gonna have to do something like this. Now we can go ahead and disconnect this here. I don't think it really matters. We are gonna need a few more servos, which we have 3 of. Very nice indeed. We'll throw those down on there, set those to export. We might have to upgrade these to higher tier servos. I will whitelist wheat just for the sake of if the netherwort or the carrots come through, and they should be arriving over in the other Tesseract. Now, from the other Tesseract, I want them to be moved into a I was going to move them into a barrel, but what I think I might do is go straight for the pulverizer. Now, since the end of last episode, I've gone ahead and made a few more machines. I've made another resonant pulverizer, as well as 2 resonant redstone furnaces. Now, what we're going to do with these is we're going to turn our wheat into toast. And we're going to get the maximum amount of toast that we can by pulverizing the wheat first. So, does this work? If I put this as an input, does that start receiving wheat? It does not. So we are going to have to pull out of the Tesseract. That's fine. Let's move this over to there. Then let's go ahead and grab an item duct, stick it there, get our servos, go like this, boom, pull out, and then stick it into there. I didn't mean to do that. And that should start to receive wheat. Any second now. Why you not do this for me, game? Why? Why you do this to me? Is that all set up right? Do we need... What have we done wrong? We have done something wrong. You are set to send items, receive energy, frequency 50, yes. We'll set that to ignored. They should be pulling wheat out of there. Wheat has been whitelisted. So it should be being pulled out, sent around into there. Everything looks right. I'll call this, like, the wheat frequency. Just in case we need to... I don't think we need to add it as an actual named frequency. But it's sending items and it's receiving energy. Okay, that should be working just fine. That all looks good over on that end. Let's go and check out this one over here. We really need a faster way of getting down into this room from that wheat farm. I mean, I guess we probably should have used the nether wart over there. But why? Just why? Why? What is up with you? This should be working. Now, first of all, I don't want that to be a furnace. That needs to be a pulverizer. But that shouldn't matter at all. That should have just accepted it anyway. If I turn that to blue, that should receive some wheat. Unless it figured out that you can't put wheat into a redstone furnace somehow and just did it automatically. Whitelist nothing. I don't need to whitelist anything. Okay, so that is now working. We are actually receiving wheat here. The problem was that because we didn't put the whitelist on straight away, we didn't whitelist wheat, the first item that it pulled out was actually a seed. So the first item waiting to be pulled out from here was a seed, and the seeds can't be pulverized. So that was the issue there. We are going to have to go ahead and get some power over to these guys, which might actually be a bit of a pain here because we need to get also some power to this Tesseract. Let's see. I don't think we have any spare flux ducts lying around, but we should be able to make quite a few more with what we've got. Let's see here. Redstone flux ducts. We want some of these, which means we need more of these. Do we have any of that? We do. 8 is not quite enough. Do we have any lying around? Flux. We got 3. 9 might just be enough, maybe. Okay, so 11 redstone flux ducts was in fact enough to just get this thing up and running. And basically what this is going to do now is we are pulverizing all of our wheat into flour. And what I want to do next is I'm actually going to go ahead and disconnect this from power, because next thing we want to do is have that flour smelted up into bread. So we want to set the bottom here to an output. Like that. We want to set the top of this one to an input, bottom again to an output. That's going to make bread. And then what we're going to do with that bread is we're going to smelt it again in this guy here. And that is going to make us some toast. So we'll stick it down there. That's going to get us toast. And then what we're going to do with that toast is we're going to send that out, and we're going to turn that toast into power. Now, the way we're going to turn toast into power is using another generator from Extra Utilities, much like the TNT generator. This time, we're going to use the culinary generator, this guy over here. I'll go ahead and request 10, maybe? To start with, just see how that goes. I taught our system how to make it. They're not all that hard to make. If we look at NEI here, it is simply just some iron, some redstone, a furnace, and a normal survivalist generator, which is just some cobblestone, some iron, a piston, a furnace, and some more redstone. So fairly easy to get. Not that expensive at all. We should be able to actually go ahead and make all those. There we go. They're all done fairly quickly, I was going to say here. And I probably will go ahead and make these into 8x generators at some point in the future, so they're the same as these ones here. But for now, just to get this thing up and running, let's put them all down kind of like this. And eventually my plan is to have the same layout as we have with the TNT generators there. I plan to have 7 8x variants to start with, depending on how fast they burn through the toast here. So let's put you there, you there. They shouldn't fill up with whatever item this is, but just to be safe, let's get rid of you and you. And then let's pick this guy up, because you do not need to be there. And all we need to do now is grab some item ducts and start pulling out of the bottom of this redstone furnace and into these culinary generators. And what I'm hoping will happen here is I'm hoping, A, that these culinary generators will produce enough power to keep all of this stuff running, and also produce a little excess power once we get the 8x versions up to keep everything else in the world running. So, do we have any more servers? We do not. Let's try and put that back there. There we go. I don't think that's just going to work, so we do need to go ahead and grab ourselves another server real quick. Shouldn't be all that big of a deal. I think we really need to get some more of these terminals set up around the base here, so we can actually start to get some stuff done elsewhere without having to come back all the time. But it's not that big of a deal. We can kind of get away with it for the time being. Let's throw you on there. Let's add to output. And let's see what starts happening. So that should... Let's set this to... Oh, we can't. Once we get to a higher tier, we can set this to round robin, so it kind of goes to all of them. For now, it's probably just going to dump them all in here. Yeah, it is. Let's move this out. They don't produce a ton of power in these basic normal generators, but once we get the AX ones, they do produce quite a bit. And you can see they last for a long time. A minute and a half per slice of toast means that the toast is going to last a very long time in these basic generators here. Let's try and spread this out as much as possible. And they should produce a fair bit of power. So let's throw you down in the last one here. And then we are going to need some more flux sticks. Actually, we do have quite a few here. Let's go ahead and start hooking all of these up. Are these guys still getting power? This one is filling up. This one is filling up. You are not filling up, but that is mainly due to the fact that you do not have anything connected to you. Let's move these around. Let's jiggle these around just a little bit and try and get this like as optimal as possible. So we're using as few cables as we need. We got one extra cable out of that, and I don't think we can use that to hook up to this unless we grab ourselves a flux-plated item duct, which we do not have. Okay, for this episode, just so I have to go away and make some more things real quick, I'm just going to steal some of these. I'll put them back, don't worry. But just to kind of test this theory here, let's put them up there. And let's see. So that one's filling up. You are not receiving any more wheat. Now, is that because we are out of wheat and the farms have stopped, or is that for some other reason entirely? That is for some other reason entirely. Why in the world and how in the world are you backed up? We're only using wheat from one farm right now, not even all three of them, and this one is already not really working as intended. Why? Why? Oh, why? Are you not working? Let's see here. Let's pick this Tesseract up. Picking up and putting it back down might actually solve our issue here if we put that back down like that. That's set to 50 again. It's still not working. The way I did this before is I just took a chest down. We are going to have to break this hole in the roof, otherwise we can't open our chest to see what's in it. But let's see here. Is that going to work? Maybe? Yeah, why is the all seed in there? Why? Why seed? Okay, let's get rid of that again. And that should start to work. Let me go check the... I got quite a few seeds. I'm like 99% sure that I whitelisted wheat only on this. Yeah, wheat only is whitelisted. How in the world? Oh. Yeah, no, how in the world is that happening? They're not connecting here. There's no connection. I mean, I guess we could disconnect these and see if that did anything, but I doubt it is. They should not in any way be getting into there. That's backed up again. What the heck? What the heck? It should be pulling out wheat and only wheat, and we should really be taking this route and only this route back down to our new power room. What the heck is going on here? Oh, okay. I know why this is. The harvester outputs to all sides, so what was happening there is that occasionally the harvester was just outputting directly to the Tesseract. So we need to put that like there, and then stick down another flux duct there. So now we should be fine. Now we should have no seeds coming through, because before, the harvester was picking everything up, and some of the seeds were just getting output straight to the Tesseract. That should now be working perfectly, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go back and do a quick check. We are going to have to fix that up on all of these. And again, I took the wrong route back to the room, and ended up wasting some time there, but it's fine. It's fine. Right, you should now no longer be getting seeds. That means we can get rid of you, and we can go ahead and fix that little hole in our roof that we now have. Let's go and put you back in like so. So this should now just be working flawlessly. Now, the reason I made these all resonant was in case we had to speed them up to the speed that these ones are at and going like super fast, burning through everything. It doesn't look like that yet, but then again, the item ducts we've got right now, or the servos, I should say, are very slow. The servo over here can only pull out, I think, like 4 at a time, maybe even just 1 at a time, from this chest here into the Tesseract. And also, we only have 1 of the 3 farms set up. So, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to go away. I'm going to have the same setup on all 3 farms. I'm also going to go ahead and make a couple of those normal culinary generators into 8x culinary generators by making a few of the energy nodes in our QED here. And I'll be back in a second. And finally, quite a long time later, we can finally finish this up. So, let's hook this back up. I did go ahead and make 7 8x culinary generators. They really aren't that expensive at all. But these are now all pretty much filled up almost with power, and all have more than enough toast to keep them going for quite a while here. All producing 224 redstone flux a tick, which is less than these are. These are producing 640, but I think they're going to produce it a lot more consistently than these are, and they're a bit more self-sufficient than the TNT is, because it's kind of reliant on power going to the mob grinder, which is reliant on power from the big reactors, and all that kind of stuff. So, if we do something like this, all the power should start going through to here. These are kind of getting backed up if you look here. This one's full, this one's full. This one not so much. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to put... I made only one of the third tier, but I made... everyone's going to get the first and second tier here. So let's go boom and boom. That should speed that up. I think the main problem is this one. So I'm going to give this one all 3 of the speed upgrades here. This one's going to go as fast as is possible. And then this last one here is obviously going to need to speed up because of the fact that it's getting so much more stuff now. And we'll see. We'll see if that fixes things here. The roll, it's still getting backed up a little bit. I might want to go ahead and make the third tier upgrade here for the top and bottom one as well. But I also, by the way, upgraded this server here. So now it's a server that does have this little round robin option, which we're just going to try and give it one to this one, then one to this one, then one to this one, and kind of give them, spread it out evenly, so it were. But yeah, these are all actually getting a ton of power. I might, depending on if the amount of wheat that we have keeps up, because right now we are obviously getting a large influx because we're pulling like from a little, we're pulling from the made stacks. If we look, actually no, it seems to be holding up pretty well. We seem to have quite a lot of stacks of wheat. I do have some plans, if needs be, to speed this up, so to speed up the production of wheat that is being made. So we could always go ahead and make wheat faster to get even more wheat coming through. Which, if this holds up, I'm going to leave it a little while, make sure it's going to even out. We're going to slow down a little bit and I'm going to see if we still have loads of wheat left. If we do, then next episode we might come back. We might either make more culinary generators of the 8x variety, or make a couple of 64x generators and see if we can keep up with those. And oh my gosh, we're actually running out of power with this thing. What the heck? I'm assuming that's because the power is going through to this guy here more than anything else. Also, these things will be using a ton of power right now, which is just not good. Let's see about kind of dedicating a few of these maybe to just powering this thing, just to keeping the system going. Maybe if we just go to there. Let's see. If we did something like this, got rid of these 2, and then that's those 3, and then if we disconnected those 3 from here, and now these 3 are just dedicated to powering this, is that gonna... That is on the rise. It's on the rise. Okay, so that looks like that's more than enough to keep those powered. The power usage is going up slowly but steadily. That's using 400, that's using 320 hour per tick. They're using a lot of hour per tick. These are producing what, about 600? Yeah, about 675, maybe 700-ish RF per tick, which 4, 5, 6, 7, it might just be enough to kind of keep all these going. And then we've also got to think about the planter and harvester as well. So that seems like it could be a bit of a better solution there. Let's see here. How are we doing? These guys are all emptying out as well, giving the power elsewhere. We are using all the power, but we are also, backing up on toast as well, which is pretty good. So, yeah, I'm going to let this run, guys. I'm going to see how this goes. We'll come back next time. We'll see if we need to, upgrade this. I have some plans to upgrade the speed of the wheat. We might add more of these between episodes if it's doing well. We might even try and get our first 64x generator, but they are very, very expensive. But for now, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to hit like, and I will see you guys next time.